Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to use this job board and then how to reach out to the people in the company so that you don't just apply through the job board, but actually reach out directly to everyone that's relevant for this role. So welcome to thejungle.com. I like it. It's small job board, so it's more niche, not as competitive with other people applying, and you get to know a lot more about the companies themselves. So I've already done a search. I would stick to Europe, United Kingdom, places in South African time zone. You can go for USA, but this is just lower hanging fruit. But you can use the same tactic for America, Canada, things like this. Let's just say USA. You're going to stick with United Kingdom for now. I added the filters. I wanted the tech engineering job permanent, and the size of the company is super important. Bigger companies have more rigid rules and are less likely to hire you. Okay, but smaller ones are more flexible and they're more open to working with freelancers, contractors, and people in other geographies. So once you've filtered this out, you can start to look at who's here, like which companies are here. And I've noticed that Klin is hiring quite a bit, and so is Flowdesk. So I would look at Klin, open them up, and you don't have to worry about anything here. This is what you want to do. You want to go to their LinkedIn. You go to their LinkedIn, and yeah, perfect size company, 50 to 200. You go to the people results, 120. This is awesome. This is like nice and small. Don't worry about all this other software that you see around. You're probably not going to see all these things on LinkedIn, but you will see this list of people. Okay, here's the people that you want to reach out to. One, anyone with people in their name, okay, in their job title. Talent, head of people, head of recruitment, HR. So you want to focus on HR. Okay, so open each one of these in a separate tab. Let's see, is there anyone else in HR on this first page? It is just that guy. And this guy. Those are the two people from HR that you're going to reach out to. Chief of staff can work. They're like a right-hand man or girl, woman for the CEO, CTO, C-level executives. But yeah, go through this list and find all the HR people. Okay. Whoever's saying we're always hiring, connect. Don't send them a connection request message. Just connect with them, blank connect. Okay, that's the people side of things. Okay. Then you're going to go again and start from the beginning, and now you're going to go into the technology side of things. Find everyone in this company that is in the technology stack that you're in. This Anna chick might also be in human resources, so connect with her as well from the people side. But okay, let's say you're in smart contracts. You want to connect to every single smart contract engineer. Just again, blank connection request. Send everyone that's relevant, juniors, seniors, everyone, connect with them. Blank VP of engineering, super important to connect to. Once you've connected with these guys, then you can start the DM process. So don't worry about it, about what you're going to say to them next. So you've gone through the people, you've gone through the developers. Now you have to go through the C-suite. Okay. Why you want to connect with these people first before C-suite? C-suite will usually see who's your mutual connections, and if they see that talent acquisition is a mutual connection, they're more likely to connect with you. First connect with these guys, then afterwards find the founders or chief product officer, chief executive officer, chief technology officer, chief information officer, chief operations officer, even chief finance officer. The less likely, but you could come at them with an angle of, hey, I know you're in charge of budgets. Have you thought about the money that you could save by working with developers in South Africa versus in France? Can I send you a salary guide? Something like that. Okay. But now you've done everything. You've done the people side of things, done the developer side of things, and now you've done the C-suite side of it. Once you've connected with all these people, most of them will not connect, but a few of them will. That's when you start to talk to these guys. Don't go crazy and just be like, hey, I'm looking for a job. Help me out. They're not going to do that. Okay. From the people side of things, this is what you say to them. You just say, hey, let's see, what's this head of people's called? Andy. Okay. You say, hey, Andy, see you're growing your people, your tech talent team. Have you ever looked at South Africa as a destination for hiring developers? That's it. That's your message. Leave it with him. And if he gets back to you, amazing. If not, you follow up with saying, we speak English as our native tongue. We're in the same time zone as you. And we have a lower cost than UK developers. That's your second message to Andy. If he doesn't respond to that, unlikely that he'll respond to a third one. Let's still go for it. Message Andy third time. Each time you're messaging, wait a few days, 3-4 days. So this will take a week between the 3 messages. At the end, message Andy and say, yeah, you can just say, hey, Andy, yeah, no worries if you're not interested in looking at South Africa as a pool of talent for Kiln, but I'm always open to chatting if you are. Have a great day. And that's it. So you basically, that's called a breakup message. You have a breakup message with them, and that's it. And you do this exact same script to all the tech talent people, all the recruiters, all the heads of people, recruiters, HR, things like this. You have to ask a question. You have to create some curiosity. You just say, hey, first name, ever considered South Africa for tech talent? You have to ask them a question that they can answer without a yes or no. Okay? More open-ended. Yes, South Africa. Have you ever considered South Africa? The thing is like a yes or no question. They say yes, then you can be like, amazing. Are you currently considering it? And would you consider it for the open roles you currently have? You just want to keep the conversation flow. So yes or no questions can help, but as long as they can be follow-up questions and it doesn't just end there. That is on the people side of things. On the developer side of things, it's very easy. Developers are incentivized to find other developers because this company will pay Welcome to the Jungle every single time someone comes through. First, they pay to post the job. Second, when they get a candidate through this, they'll pay for that candidate. So they're paying money to find people. They have the budget for it. But they also tell their developers, hey, paying this job board money, we will pay you money if you bring us developers as well. So these developers are also making money from you if they decide to work. Okay, contact these developers and have a very similar conversation with them. You can say, hey, are you guys currently remote, or is everyone working in the office? Start that open-ended question like that. And if they're like, everyone's in the office, and then you say, okay, that's amazing. Have you worked remote? Or do you know anyone that's working remotely in Kiln? They will eventually get the idea that, okay, this guy wants to work. And slowly but surely just be like, hey, I know you're hiring in your team. I just want to find out more about the position. And then maybe they send you the job spec. Maybe then you just send them a Loom recording of you reading the job spec and why you're a great fit. And you just say, hey, Maxime, this is going to take 1 minute. Just created a recording of myself and your job posting. Please take a look at this. I think I'm a great candidate for this, and I've outlined it in this video. It's only 1 minute. And if you're interested, we can talk further. If it's not, I won't take any more of your time. And that's it. That's all you do. And you do that for every single developer. Once you've gone through the developers, then you go through to the C-suite. C-suite is the most difficult suite, group of people. But they're also the decision makers. So if someone says yes, everyone else can say no. Talent can say no to you. Developers can say no to you. But if a CEO says yes, it doesn't matter what these guys say. So you connect with these people, Ernest, Laszlo, some interesting names. He's a chief product officer. Product is responsible for technology as well. Okay, so he sits with the technology team all the time. Connect with them, and very similar. First message is, hey Ernest, ever thought about South Africa for helping build out Kiln. That's it. Same thing with these guys. CEO, CTO, CFO, every single person, it's the exact same message. Start with that and then get the conversation going. They eventually, if they like you, they'll say, hey, speak to this guy, tell him I sent you. And then even if this guy rejected you, you just say, hey, I spoke with Ernest, recommended we get back in touch. Let's talk about this role that you're hiring for. Made a quick Loom video. Here's going over your job spec and my CV and why I think it's a good fit for you. And you just reach back. So it does take a lot of effort, but these jobs will pay much more than in South Africa. And even if they didn't, even if they paid the exact same amount as in South Africa, money coming from outside of South Africa into South Africa is taxed much differently than money made in South Africa by South Africans through South African companies internally. Okay, so 1 rand coming from UK is not the same as 1 rand coming from South Africa. 1 rand from South Africa is more like 60 to 70 cents, and 1 rand coming from the UK is more like 90 cents. So even if you got the exact same salary, your take home would be much higher. You'd have much better tax efficiencies. So that's what I would do for each one of these people. I would just open up tabs, have them connect with them. For each company, you can just have a separate Google tab, basically. So each one, let's say Kiln, and then there was, who else was there here? Descartes, Flowdesk, every single one is going to get their own little page of Google. Okay? And that's how you keep track of all these things. And most of them, it's a numbers game. Most of them will not respond. Most of them will not bring up an opportunity. But if you're active about your career, you will find opportunities like this. Connecting with those recruiters now, even if it doesn't happen right now, they will remember, especially the recruiters, because we're lazy. And if I already know someone that's good for the job, instead of searching for them and paying someone to post my job for me, I can just DM them quickly and be like, hey, we spoke a couple months back. We're actually hiring again. Let's chat. So you're basically planting seeds, and eventually most of them will die, but some of them will grow into little plants and can turn into something. And that's what you should be doing. Welcome to the jungle. Super easy job board, very niche, no ghost jobs posted here. So every job that you see is a legitimate job. Reach out to the companies, reach out to the people in the companies, and just stay in touch with them. Also, why I recommend you do content on LinkedIn, because as soon as you start speaking to these people, when you're making content and they're back on LinkedIn, they're going to see your face. They're going to be like, oh, here's Oliver again. Here's Tal again. And they'll just remember you. And that's literally what happens. That's literally what happens, and I can show it to you in real time with my client. Okay, Jake. Okay, so Jake, startup. I sent him the contract and engagement last week. Okay. Those company details, that's his company. I always send Loom videos. It's really good, builds relationships. But in any case, I'll show you now. This guy, I connected with him last year. So a year ago, I connected with him. Okay, this is the developer I sent him. Yeah, May 20th. So May 20th, I didn't speak about anything about him hiring. Just connected with him. I just said, hey, I saw this comment about what you're doing with influencer data. It's amazing. That's cool. I'd love to connect. We connected May 20th. Then the same guy, this Abbas, actually recommended me to Jake. And now Jake and I had a quick conversation. We caught up. I told him who we should be working with, the developer. And literally in the space of, this happened on the 19th of Jan. Okay. Sent him the developer, sent him an offer. And let's see, when did we? from the 19th of Jan till, when date is this? 24th of Jan. 5 days later, we closed him. So we sent him the contract, everything. This is a year later. But you have to be doing these things. You have to just be networking, because opportunities don't come right away. This is a perfect example of someone that I connected with 8 months ago and just closed the deal. Okay? It happens all the time. It just takes longer than you need to be patient, and you need to play for the long term. If you do, then you'll have much better opportunities than most other South Africans. You'll earn in hard currency, which is something most South Africans want to earn. You will work with international companies, which is another thing South Africans want to be doing, to get that international CV on their resume. So it makes you more valuable even in the South African market. Even if you wanted to leave the European or UK or American markets afterwards, when you come back to the South African market, you just say, yeah, I worked with all these international companies. Are you going to hire me, or are you going to hire this other South African dude that's just worked for South African companies? And they're going to hire you. And then you're going to charge them more, because you're more valuable, you're more rare. So it takes time, but this is probably something that will, one, definitely increase your salary now, but then going into the future, it'll increase it more and more. So I don't know, if it increases your salary by 100,000 Rand a year, it's probably worth, like, by the end of your career, this strategy here of networking is probably worth 3 to 5 million Rand in savings. Literally in investable assets that you'll, if you're just not lazy. If you are lazy, recruiters like myself who aren't, who do this job every single day, will capitalize on it, and we'll make that 3 to 5 million Rand. And I mean, that's what we do. But yeah, so I can't help everyone, but you should also help yourself. Okay, so I'll look out for you guys, but you should look out for yourselves. Start networking on LinkedIn and use this job board as your bouncing off place, because these people have appetite for developers or for analysts, business analysts, product managers. You just find them, reach out to them, network with them. They will remember you. And then, might not be now, but in a year's time, they might reach out to you. And you might not be looking for that company now, but in a year's time, you might need a job. And then these guys come in saving the day. Anyway, hope this video was informative, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Speak next week.